This program is designed and produced by the community with the support of TVCogeco.
Hello everyone, I am Hanna, the host of Return to the Table, where we focus on delicious, healthy food and gathering families around the table. And who better to share this program with than with Rosanne Longo, who comes from the most amazing family, who definitely spends a lot of time around the table, do you not?
We do. We spend a lot of time around the table,
so
eating and talking.
Eating and talking, so you would think that being around food all the time and that is your life, that you would think that like so often, you know, you want to get away from work, but not in your family.
No.
It's all about gathering.
It's all about food. It's all about food.
And today in specific, Rosanne and I have worked together many times. We've had the privilege and we've survived working together in the kitchen. Two Italians in the kitchen, there's like laws that say that shouldn't happen. But we have worked together and I've had the privilege of working with you so many times. But today is an incredibly special day because we are here. Tell us all about.
We're at the Darling Home for Kids in Milton.
And
it's a special facility and hospice for kids living with life-threatening challenges and diseases.
And Rosanne won't tell you this, so I'm going to tell you this, but the Longo family is responsible for this beautiful kitchen. And if any of you have ever heard of the Darling Home, and if you haven't, you need to know about this facility because it is a magical place. They have created a wonderland. It is a place that you want to come back to. Now, you would think that this environment, when you're dealing with such serious issues, life-threatening issues, literally, that it is an environment that creates peace and tranquility. And it's a smoking hot kitchen. Like, this is an amazing facility. Well done. So we're here because we want you to know about Darling Home, and we want you to know just how passionate they are about kids and just how important it is for them to feel good about food. And we want today to showcase healthy food, right? Delicious food. And we want to showcase, we're also going to have on the episode today one of the personal care workers, and they are the frontline workers.
Of
right?
course.
And we're going to have Michele, darling. And she will never tell you about herself because she's that kind of person, but she's the most incredible lady, and it's called the Darling Home for a reason. And she will never take that credit, so we have a chance to do that and talk about her.
And they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary.
This is their 10th year anniversary, so how privileged are we to be here? So now we have to do some cooking because she likes to come in my kitchen and eat. Right?
Yeah, you like to cook, I like to eat.
That's
perfect relationship.
We have a great relationship that way, but sometimes you have to cook too. Like, it can't be always me. You can't have a resentful chef, right?
I'll learn.
All right, you'll learn. Okay, so soup. Who doesn't love soup? So today it's like a roasted root vegetable soup. We already roasted these in the oven. What do we have on there, Ro? I'm gonna tell
we've got, I think we see butternut squash.
Yes.
We've got carrots. We've got what else?
Onions.
That one. Onions. Oh, I'm looking here at the raw ingredients too.
And we put
What's
some
that? Thyme, rosemary.
Yeah, thyme and rosemary, right? And what we've done is we've roasted these in the oven. The great thing about these, you're going to serve them with a meal. We're now going into that colder season. We live in this country. It's colder season period.
This is very fall comfort. Love it.
Yeah, I love what they say comfort. We've always wanted to eat food that feels good to eat, and this is one of those dishes, but it's so healthy and it's so good for you because all we've done here, and you're going to do that now, so if you can start mixing some of those vegetables. What do you want to start with, baby? Sweet potatoes?
Sure.
No, those squash, sorry.
This is squash?
Like, I know what I'm talking about. Let's pretend I actually know
The sweet
food.
potatoes are over there, I can see them.
Oh,
carrots,
show off.
some
The great thing about this recipe, we do have a recipe for you, but the great thing about this recipe, sweet potatoes.
You didn't cut these all up yourself, did you?
No, that's a beautiful thing. Okay, life, we want to spend time in the kitchen, and we want to take shortcuts, but we don't want to take shortcuts that compromise our health, shortcuts that compromise our quality of life. We want to take shortcuts that make us feel good.
Right.
And I'm a chef, I have restaurants, but guess what? I am so in love with the fact that you can buy vegetables already cut. Sometimes they're not affordable, but sometimes they're just a treat, and you need to do that because
it's the time factor.
It's a time factor.
You want to eat healthy, but it's a time factor.
It's a time, and realistically, we don't have that time, so we don't need all these onions because that might just overpower a little bit. And again, add any root vegetable you want to this recipe, right? A little bit of olive oil. Okay. And I'm going to throw some of these thyme leaves in there for you. Okay, and you know,
You want them?
Charm them on camera because I have to go grab
You want them
Talk to
tossed
them.
up?
Sing a song.
I'm assuming. Well, you were singing that some
No,
earlier,
sing a song.
but you know,
Entertain them on camera.
I don't sing.
You don't sing?
Or dance. Yeah. No, I need you back here, Julia, because
I'm
you're
coming,
the
I'm coming.
entertainment. Unless I start telling stories about Julia. So the other day,
Go back. Okay, let's put some basil in there too. Okay. All right. Toss them. Toss them beautiful. I'm not going to salt them now. I'm going to roast them and I'm going to salt them later because again,
Why is that?
Why?
Well, you're gonna dehydrate them. I don't know.
You're going to dehydrate. No, that was pretty good improvising. Let me tell you. No, what you're going to do when you put salt, you try never to salt something until after it's cooked. In particular, because once you've added salt, you can't take it away, and things get reduced, even vegetables, right? So let's line those babies up. How's that? How simple is that?
Simple, healthy.
Simple, healthy. Let's spread it around because you don't want these veggies. You see the parchment paper, that's another thing. We talk about parchment paper all the time.
Oh, it just makes cleanup a breeze. Very helpful. Love parchment paper.
It is like an investment. You know, you talk about all the great kitchen equipment and tools that you can have in your kitchen, invest in parchment paper. It is like the paper from the gods when it comes to kitchen, because it makes it, and it also doesn't make aluminum foil, well, it makes things soggy. This doesn't make it, it allows the food to crisp up.
It still crisps.
Right?
Yep.
So how beautiful does that look?
Still have to figure out whether that's compostable.
What's compo?
The parchment paper at the
Put
end.
it out to the audience, see what
Put it
they
out
have
to the
to say.
audience if
Ask.
anybody knows, because still don't know whether to put that in the compost or the regular garbage. But
Oh man, I feel bad because I put it in the recycle.
I put it in the compost.
Uh-oh.
But I just hope it's safe.
Uh-oh. Let us know. Seriously, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Boy, if you've been messing up the environment, are you going to hear from
hear
everybody?
about it.
No, but that's a really good question because we're still trying to figure all that out. There's so many questions about how we do it the right way. So now, you've already have your vegetables in here. They're already roasted. They're left over. What are you going to do with them, right? So we're gonna
Why is there leftovers?
Yeah, that's right. In our homes, there's never leftovers. We always make food for an extra 20. And guess what? An extra 20 always show up, and there's never any food. So grab me a ladle over there and start spooning up some of these. Love
Can I use this one? This one's fun.
You like that one? Isn't that a funky looking thing?
is.
And has, and you could drain, and so really.
Okay.
That's
So what am I doing? Stick your knees in
here.
where?
In here. And no, here. We're making a soup now.
Oh, okay.
Pay attention. Okay, you don't want to see, the beautiful thing is when you put the leaves in, that's another thing that facilitates quickness. You don't want to put, you try to clean thyme, and cleaning thyme takes, I'm making it funny, takes a lot of time to clean all the leaves. Just throw them in there, and look what nature does for you. Once it's in the oven, it takes away all the flavor, all the herb taste that you want, and then you just have to unload these guys.
So how much do you
Are
want
you
in there?
sticking those in there when I'm not looking? Pay attention.
Okay,
No,
I wasn't paying attention to that part.
See, because these cannot be pureed, and you
Here,
don't want
take that out.
a chunk of trees. Are you telling me what to do now? Oh.
How much do you want in there? All of it?
Are you tired?
No, I'm making a mess.
Well, you are making a mess. Look what you're doing to my vegetables. Oh. Okay, so we're going to turn this on now.
Better have me stop then.
Okay, stop because you're dangerous.
Yeah.
All right?
There you go.
Because they've already been seasoned, these already have been roasted, they've been seasoned, you have that beautiful thyme that gives it that incredible fall flavor. There's nothing to do, and here's the secret when you're making soups. When you use root vegetables, especially potatoes, when you emulsify them, it gives it that creamy texture. And it's like you're eating something that has a cream base or butter base.
You don't have to add the cream, is that what you're saying?
Don't have to add it, and it's absolutely delicious. Do you hear that now? So now do I trust you to pour that
No, I
stock?
don't, because I don't trust this thing, because I know it's going to spill out the bottom.
Don't hesitate when you pour. You're in charge, see? Oh,
It did
look
go
at
down
that.
the side a little bit.
Did you make a mess?
No.
It's okay, because she's washing up later. I'm not too worried about that. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Look at you in your pretty outfit. You come and work in this kitchen.
You won't give me a chef's coat.
No, because you have to earn the right. You have to earn the right to
But you
wear
give me a bib when I sit down to eat. I don't know.
You carry one in your purse. What are you talking about? Okay, so the world knows now. Seriously, so because we have all our flavoring in there, and because you have your root vegetables and your potatoes, what can you do with this? All you have to do is, you want to?
Sit back. I don't know.
We always have weapons in the kitchen, and since I like to be the boss in the kitchen, I'll admit it, I always want to have the bigger weapons.
Yours
right?
just plugs in.
Okay. See, who said you can't have fun in the kitchen, bro? You
If it were
can't.
me, I'd be just bringing it above the soup line. We have a mess in here.
Yeah, you would, okay? You could do it in different batches too. And you can put this also in a food, you can put it in like a Vitamix, you can put it in a blender, right?
What if you don't have any of those? Can you just use a masher that every household might have?
Wow, that's a really good question. Yes, you can.
I like to trick you up sometimes.
You can. You love to trick me up. You did, because I had an answer, didn't I? Huh? No, just kidding. Seriously, the only thing
said you can.
You can't. Okay. Oh, this soup is going to be delicious when you're wearing it. No, but seriously, when you use a masher, you're going to get it nice and mashed up. But you're not going to get that consistency, that creamy like consistency.
It's going to be chunkier. Yeah.
It's going to be chunkier. But you want to know what? When I make this soup, bro, we like the little bit chunky bits too. Do you like a total puree?
I'm okay with either, but I know sometimes some households with kids, you kind of got to hide the food, or they don't like the texture.
I have a real problem with that because I'm so conflicted. Because when I hear commercials for television where they say hide the vegetables, it makes me a crazy person. Because if we can introduce vegetables to kids as fun things and things that you could get excited about, then why should we be hiding something that's good for them? So I have a bit of a problem. But then I also understand the reality is when I put roasted cauliflower in a soup and they don't know they're eating cauliflower, I know they're eating cauliflower, and that feels good, right? So I think sneaking it in, but not telling them you snuck it in is okay.
That's not lying then?
Then it's not hiding. No, then it's not hiding. That's just getting them to enjoy it. And then later on, years go by, you can say, no, guess what you ate? Right? What do you think?
Of course.
Is that a good compromise? Okay, so look at that consistency, baby.
Yep.
We're going to let that warm up because I know you're going to love my
It's hard to believe there's no cream in there, actually.
No, but seriously. Hey, look at the texture of that. Beautiful. And you can even puree that even more. I don't like it too pureed. I like to know that I'm tasting some of those vegetables, right? Now, over here.
All right, what are we doing here?
Simple, basic, but you know, everybody loves a little bit of drama. We want a little bit of oomph. You want that little zing.
I don't like drama.
Oh, yes, you do. You are drama personified. Who are you kidding, right? So, this is prosciutto. Did you know that, just in case?
I love, Are you giving that to me to eat?
You can eat it if you want. Sure, go right ahead.
Let's make something with it.
What are you going to make with it? Christine,
no. What are we doing?
No, what do you do? Put it on here, put it on here. We're putting it on the tray, and we're going to roast it.
Do you want to keep the fat on it?
Yes, because I've convinced myself that once you roast it and all that fat leaches out and it disappears, it no longer is there. And it's true, it just flavors, right?
Yeah, so delicate.
Look at that.
Here, you want it this way? Make more room.
Serious now, here. Okay, we're gonna see this. When you see this later, you make this ahead of time.
This is like Italian style bacon?
It's perfectly described. It's Italian style bacon. You can make, like you can crumble it up, right? You can eat it just nice and dry. It's almost like a prosciutto jerky.
But unlike bacon, you can't eat this raw.
Right, exactly. Okay, so that goes in the oven. Now, we're thinking to ourselves, we want to enjoy soup. You wanted to have it simple and plain. This would be beautiful with just a sprinkling of Parmesan. But now you want to make a meal out of it. So how are you going to make a meal out of it so you have soup? Because Michele is all about batch cooking. And we'll tell the story when we come back, and Michele shared with me about her kids and batch cooking, and it's really a great story. But she, with her children, would take them out to the market, and they would pick their foods, get the kids engaged, and then would come back and they would cook batch cooking, because two people working, spend a few hours making food, you batch cook it, it's in the freezer. And then you're going to be less tempted. When it's a busy, you know what it's like?
When you're busy, it's already done.
Look at the faces of people in the drive-thru. They're exhausted. They're stressed. They're finding a solution, but it's not the one that's going to make them feel good.
That's right.
Batch cooking will. Okay? So this is perfect to freeze. But we want to dress it up, because not only is this good for the family to eat, let's dress it up and make it a little different. Why don't we add something to it? Something of substance. What are these, baby?
Pasta orecchietti.
Oh, these are
our Longo's pasta. I love this.
Right, so what I would do is I won't put them in there. No? If you grab that soup bowl, I know you love those little soup bowls, right?
These ones,
yeah. Okay. And, got it? And I need a ladle, darling.
Big one?
Yeah. And watch. Just add a little bit of this. Okay. And
I see. You're making individual serving sizes.
You make an individual that way.
You need both.
And that way, babe. So good. She thought of me. You're so sweet. That is not always the case. Okay. We'll do that. Put a little bit in there.
Yep.
And you don't need that.
I like a lot of pasta. Can I put a bit more?
Yeah, you can have whatever you want. It usually works that way anyway. I don't even know why bother fighting it. Because Rosanne gets her way. Ask Frank.
True. Oh, well.
Ask her.
He knows I'm always right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still working on trying to convince me though, aren't you? But we kid. Rosanne Longo is, and the Longo family is very near and dear to me because of their support for Healthy Family. This summer we will have had 1,600 participants in our program. No charge. They come into the kitchen and learn how to feed themselves. Children, families, and seniors. Pretty awesome.
It's an excellent program.
So why don't we do a little bit of this? Do you want to dress it up a little more? Because I know you like this. There's a little crostini. Let's reach over here.
Now it looks like it came from a restaurant.
Right?
Possibly even yours.
Even mine. Possibly. Or maybe not. So, baby, to my dear friend, adesso si mangia. Okay? Buon appetit. Thanks, baby. Mwah. We're going to go and have a little snack now. Cheers. Cheers. Tell me what you think, seriously. And that is just from coming out of the oven. Oh, more.
Missed your favorite TVCogeco show? Want to know what's going on in your local community? Check out TVCogeco Video On Demand, Channel 602, for exclusive TVCogeco content whenever and wherever you want it.
Well, I first started getting involved with community television when I was in the Canadian Armed Forces back in 1976. You know, you get to meet a lot of different people, you get to see a lot of different things. So you're involved in the community, you get to know what your community is, what your community is all about. You get to tell their stories and that from both your perspective and their perspective, and hopefully make the city a better place.
Hi, I'm Ella. The Warmth has been with me my whole life, ever since I was a baby. I've grown a lot since then, and they've made sure that I always have the devices I need to try new things. I can do anything. The Warmth is there to help me be me. Ta-da!
You're watching TVCogeco, truly local television.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Return to the Table. I'm your host, Julianne Hanna, and in this wondrous kitchen in the Darling home, we have none other than a remarkable woman, lady. I've had the pleasure just recently to meet her, and you're someone I wish I'd known a long time ago. So Michele Darling is here. She's the founder and the chair of the Halo Foundation. She's also the chair of the Trillium Health Partners Foundation. You're the governor of the Shaw Festival. And I'm just going to say to you all, I'm condensing this now. And most importantly, you're the benefactor of the Darling home. So Michele Darling, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you, and I'm so thrilled that you've come to the Darling home to film this today. You asked me a little earlier, you know, before we got started,
yes,
that it's because we're in the Darling home that I'm here, and yes, that's part of it, but it's because you're an incredible cook, and I'm so interested in seeing what you're going to do.
She's putting me under pressure now because I have to cook. So we, you know, this home is a remarkable facility, unlike anything I've ever seen. I've had the privilege here to have a few special luncheons at Christmas time. We just had Rosanne Longo and the Longo family donate this kitchen. Incredible people. And your belief in healthy families is something that drives you, that I know for sure. And because in honor of you and the story that you told me about batch cooking, we talked about that.
We did.
We talked about that earlier with Rosanne the first time I sat down with you, and how with your boys you were taking them to the market. And
well, let me tell the story. I had a really, really busy job. I had 2 little boys. My husband was working as well, and I just found dinner time to be kind of chaotic. And I didn't want to resort to fast food, so I decided to make cooking kind of a family adventure. So we'd go to the market together with my 2 little boys. They'd pick out the things that I thought they should pick out for the meal that we were going to cook together.
But you made it think it was their idea.
It was always their idea. And then we would cook it together, but we would make batches and we would freeze so that, you know, we could actually all week eat really great food, and then we'd start the whole thing again.
And what you've done there is you've resisted that temptation, because when you're tired, you don't make the best decisions. And coming home tired at the end of a long day, it is so natural just to want to get the quick fix. And in life, anything that's quick fix is never really a solution. We've learned that, right?
Well, and also, you know, I find that my boys cook. My youngest is a fabulous cook.
Well, the story you told, tell me the story. I love this. As a mother of 3 sons, I was inspired by this, and I'm waiting for that phone call too. The phone call that you got from your son's girlfriend.
Well, my son's girlfriend called me and said, I just got to tell you, your son is the most amazing cook. He's just cooked this amazing meal for me, and I think he was cooking stewed goat in a special coconut milk.
That's
you know, it was really unusual, and she said it was delicious.
And she asked you about what's this batch
and
cooking thing. So you created a tradition. You not only took the time to make food fun, make food healthy. You know, so you're the poster child for a healthy family, the message that we're trying to get across. But you created a memory for your children. You created a memory, and they're going to talk about it. And they talked about it enough that, oh my, I just wait for that day. One of my son's girlfriends calls me and says, you know, what did you do? And I want to, that is pretty impressive.
Well, I'll tell you, it came from my mom. It was my mom who started this tradition.
She started this
same thing.
And you kept it up, but the thing is, there's lots of culinary traditions that exist, but we're losing them.
We are.
Because we're just not finding, and we're in such a hurry. And where are we going? That is the question I ask. And is our quality of life better today that we have all this stuff? I don't think so. I think...
Well, and I think also for us, dinner was always a time that everyone had to sit around the table and eat and talk.
Exactly.
And the boys carry that tradition.
And what did you find? And you find out about your children and what's happening in their lives. So in honor of your boys and in honor of you and your tradition, we're creating a dish here that is perfect for batch cooking and using different flavors. Take a peek. This is a tagine. I love it. Look at that Moroccan.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is Moroccan chicken.
Looks wonderful.
And we're going to start, we've just heated up the oil a little bit, and I'm going to start with putting some of this chicken in here. Okay, let that cook up. Let's turn that on, get it on high. And the thing with this dish, it has ingredients that you might not think you're going to put in a dish. Prunes.
Really?
Dried apricots.
Wow.
Very, very North African. Very Sicilian, actually. Sicilian cooking is very, and Rosanne and the Longo families from Sicily is very familiar with African tastes, because they were actually, the Sicilians were such an incredible group of people. They were invaded so many times and they continued to thrive, but what they did, Michele, was they kept the culinary knowledge. So what the Africans brought is the dried fruits, and they continue to incorporate that in their cooking. But this Moroccan dish is heavenly. So we're going to saute our chicken.
And this freezes really well?
Oh my gosh, unbelievable. So what I want to do is, now I'm flavoring the chicken, I'm sauteing the chicken. I want to get it a nice little crisp. You don't want soggy. You don't want the chicken soggy. So you want to get that nice little brown sort of edge. And then our flavoring agent, which is the leeks. Sorry about that. Let's put the leeks in there.
Oh, these are leeks.
So if you could stir that for me, Michele, thank you. And the leeks, again, flavor. There's no garlic in this dish. I am the lover of garlic, but you do not have to have garlic to make things taste fantastic. The leeks, the simplicity with the leeks is incredible.
Well, you know I'm allergic to garlic. Did I tell you that? Yeah, so this is helpful to know.
Well, that's why we don't have garlic here, okay? We knew that too, and I'm going to now borrow your spoon. Tomato paste, because sometimes people add the tomato paste. You can keep stirring there if you don't mind. When you add tomato paste, Michele, in the end, it's not the right time to do it. You want to get into the meat, right? And next, the prunes. Okay, we're not going to make any jokes about how they're going to keep you regular, but you know what? They are very healthy. They're a healthy fiber, and they're delicious. I make a pizza that Rosanne loves with prunes.
A pizza with
herbed olive oil.
Wow.
Prosciutto, Asiago cheese, and it's to die for. And when you tell people you're going to put prunes on a pizza, they go, what? Until they taste it. It's that sweet, agridolce, sweet and sour.
Yeah.
And this is what this is. So there's your apricots. Yeah, take over there for a bit. I don't want to tire you out. Throw that in there. We'll lower that a little bit. Okay. And now we have some chickpeas. And this is the beauty of this dish. It's a one-pot wonder. Okay, and we had already seasoned the chicken with some salt and pepper just before, because we'll finish seasoning after. We'll turn down this heat because we don't want it to burn. Beautiful.
Oh, looking
so
great.
let that simmer up together. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get all your juices that's going to come from the vegetables, going to come from the meat. Their juices are going to simmer together. All these flavors are going to amalgamate together. Now, if you want to use it, have you ever used one of these? Because you cook a lot.
No, I haven't used one of those.
You know something? In all my years of cooking,
I should get myself one.
They're a lot of fun. They're a great thing to have when you have people over, because all of a sudden now you take the simplistic dish and you elevate it by putting it in one of these. And it's the way it cooks. Somehow it actually does. I know that a lot of utensils make, they're really neat and different, but they're not really necessary. Because sometimes we can have too much clutter in our kitchen. When I acknowledge that having a tagine is actually a neat thing to have, because it actually cooks it differently. So you can cook it, what you can do, you can make this if you have guests, right? And then put it in the tagine and it goes in the oven. Or you can make it directly. This we made directly in here. We just, because this is cast iron.
So you didn't make it on the cook pot at all?
No.
No.
We're just doing this on camera because we want everybody to see the ingredients that we put in here to get to this. This we put directly on the stovetop because it's cast iron. Cooked it in there, goes in the oven, one-shot deal.
Wow.
This is what you want to do if you want to do batch cooking too, because you want to have enough. Because you can buy tagines that are a lot bigger than this, but you know, it's better if you want to do batch cooking, just use something bigger, right? So, and here's your, what do you think?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
And this is a wondrous spice. Cumin, smell that.
That's actually my favorite spice. I love cumin and curry.
Oh my goodness! This is. I've just recently, in the last number of years, been working with cumin because it's featured in a lot of Latino dishes. This is one of the healthiest spices that you're going to eat, also. So the fact that you like it, because I know it's so important to you, the health component.
Did you know that for anybody who has a little bit of arthritis or inflammation, both cinnamon and cumin are very good for you?
I did not.
To reduce joint swelling, apparently.
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently.
See, there's so much that we don't know about our food that's so good for us, right? And this, I don't know what's that? Cilantro.
Cilantro, yeah.
A little bit of cilantro, and that just, now let's turn that down a bit. We let that simmer. While you stir away, I'm going to take this, and while that simmers, and while I plate, I want you, okay, that's great. We can just let it be and do its thing right now. It's fantastic. So tell me, how did you get involved in this incredible facility?
Really, it was about 10 years ago when a friend of mine told me about the vision to build this home. And I had talked to her at length about it, and we decided that our niche, where we could start off, was by funding a siblings program so that the brothers and sisters of the children who would come here could have a chance to come here too, but there wasn't here yet. So there was this vision to build and to get involved. And early on, the Cherry family, Don Cherry was involved. It was called the Rose Cherry
so
Home
people
for
knew
Kids.
it, and that's good. And I'm so happy to hear you, you clarify that, because people also have heard of that. The Rose Cherry Home, and this is how it started.
And then Dawn decided to retire from many things, and so they were looking for another person to step in as the face of the home and a guardian and a funder. And we were approached again, and we loved what was going on up here, so we decided to become more involved. But I had worked a long time ago with kids with disabilities and really found it to be very rewarding work. And so it seemed to fit our foundation, and it fit
it's hard,
me.
Michele, it's hard work. It's hard work.
Very hard
there
work.
are a lot of other causes that you are so heavily involved in, but this is really from the heart, and it's hard work, because to provide an environment, I see the families when they're here, and what it does for the families to know that their children who daily deal with issues that no child should ever deal with, to have the families be here in peace, for you to have created that environment, for that to happen, is pretty magical.
It is magical. I'll tell you the other side of it, though. I remember sitting with my good friend Marnie, who has a child who falls into this category of medically fragile, technology dependent, and he was looking at the play structure, and all these kids were playing on the play structure, and he couldn't join in. And I thought to myself at the time, wouldn't it be great to create a place where kids who have differences could actually participate in everything? It was barrier-free, and here we are in a home that does that for kids. So
well, not only,
swim,
and I'm glad you brought that up, because the thing that struck me the very first time I drove into the property, and believe me, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a chance, you need to look up this property. You need to see what they do here, and you need to see the actual beauty of this facility, because I call this a Disney, it's almost like a Disneyland for children that are dealing with these life-threatening issues. But the swing, you have a swing that accommodates a wheelchair.
We do, and we have a play structure where you can wheel right up into the play structure and enjoy it. We have a water splash table that kids who can sit in a wheelchair and actually play in it. So it's one. We have a swimming pool that children can get into. So it's equipped for them. It really is.
It's equipped for them, and it is all about them. And I think the focus is all about them. But what I had the opportunity to witness is the effect it has on their families.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
The number one focus is on that child, but for a family to be able to have a child who has such special needs be here, and they don't have to worry about that child, so they have a few days for them just to regroup, to breathe.
Yeah.
What an incredible thing.
Well, and I think what happens too is when parents come here for the first time with their child, they're very nervous because, you know, we're not like a hospital at all. We're like this lovely home set in the country with these wonderful amenities for special kids. And they start getting calmer and calmer and calmer until they finally realize that absolutely they could leave their child in our care, and we'll do a wonderful job with them. And in fact, the child might be sad to leave and want to come back.
Well, I have to tell you, because I've had the privilege to see the rooms, and even in the actual treatment rooms, they are designed so that you don't see the equipment. They've actually taken the care to all the medical equipment is hidden away.
It is.
So that when you walk into that bedroom, you're walking into a teenager's bedroom. You know, you're not walking into a hospital room, but it's all there. Everything that you need to assist this child is all there, which is so darn impressive.
And we have these big windows, and sometimes in the morning, the deer come up to the windows, and the kids come looking out of them. It's
and, you
just
know,
beautiful.
And I'm glad, really one of really, truly one of the main reasons I'm here, I'm glad I have a chance to let the world know, well, the world, as many people as can possibly know, because I'm spreading the word through the show and through everybody I know, what you do, because you don't like that. In fact, the first time I met you, you wouldn't even let me ask you just exactly what you do.
I like to interview you, right?
Yeah, right.
That's
no,
what I did.
And I had to investigate, and I had to ask questions, and the more that I found out, the more I thought, wow, I'm not doing it. Like, I feel like I like to think I'm doing something, but I'm looking at her going, okay, well, like I'm never going to get to rest. You know, you're doing so much that you inspire me to just keep doing more and more and more, because it's not quite enough, because we have to catch up to Michele. I'm going to be doing this till I'm 90. Please.
Oh, I think you're too kind.
But
Julia.
it's the truth.
You're amazing.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Take a look. Couscous. Do you like couscous?
I love couscous.
Okay, so this is...
It's very good for you, too.
Very good for you. Guess what else is really good for you? I think quinoa, right?
Quinoa,
we all know about
yeah.
quinoa. But you can make this with farro. You can make this with brown rice. You can make it with anything you want. So I have loved spending this time with you, so we've got to go, Michele. But what we're going to do was we're going to say goodbye to everybody, but we're going to go and enjoy this dish that we made together.
It looks fantastic. It really does.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
we're about
everyone.
to meet a very special lady who is one of the personal care workers, the frontline worker, and we can't wait to meet her and hear what she has to say about what life is like here. So
okay,
so come on back, don't go away. Michele and I are going to be a little busy right now. Wish I could share it with you, but yeah.
Watch Holton Insider 5 nights a week to stay up to date on local news, weather, sports, and community events. We are live every weeknight at 6 on Channel 700.
I found it amazing to learn that 23% of charities in our community have difficulty raising the funds that they so desperately need.
The OCF connects individuals, families, and corporations with causes that truly matter to them and enables them to support those causes now and for generations to come. Making a difference is something you always intend to do. Getting started is easy, and the best time to start is now.
Sjogren's syndrome is an autoimmune disease affecting 430,000 Canadians, mostly women. Imagine having gritty, burning eyes, dry mouth, increased tooth decay, digestive problems. Sufferers may not look sick, so it can take years to be diagnosed. See your doctor if you have trouble swallowing dry food without liquid. Use eye drops more than twice a day. Have swelling like mumps. Help us put a human face on Sjogren's.
You're watching TVCogeco, truly local television.
Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Return to the Table. I'm your host, Hanna, and our guest on this segment of the episode is truly the reason why I think this remarkable facility exists. And Karen is beautiful, hardworking. And tell me, what is a PSW? Explain to everybody what that is.
At the home here, I'm a pediatric support worker, so I just provide all the personal care for the friends as well as some of the rec therapies, and really it's my job to give the children the best 12 hours that they can have that day.
Right, and I've had the privilege of just spending a little bit of time before we went on camera, and her passion and her compassion for the children, I'm sure that every parent wants to take you home. No question. Okay?
Thank you. They're my babes.
They're your babes, and I think they know that. And so what we're here to say, and I know that Michele and Rosanne, who were with us earlier, want you to know that your health and you being healthy and strong is really important, because what you do is not only physically demanding, but it's emotionally challenging also. I'm sure there was a lot easier roads that you can take in the healthcare industry, but this is a challenging role. And I'm certain that every parent is grateful, including myself, that you're out there doing it. So we want to make sure. And you obviously, now you tell me you don't cook. You don't. Yeah, you're
no,
yeah.
I have none of the experience and expertise that the last two guests have. I've never seen most of these things before, so this will be an experience.
That is really cool. And what we talked about earlier, what did we talk about? Food is not about intimidation. Food is about feeling good about yourself. And I think that all of these cooking shows and all of these food magazines are actually inhibiting us because we feel like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're right, and that's simply not true. Because if you do the work that you do, that 98% of people couldn't do, then you're going to be able to do this like that.
Well, and I loved what you said earlier too, that being in the kitchen isn't about me. It's about creating something to share with the others. That's and right. I can do that, so I think I'm
isn't that interesting? Because you're a very giving person. And I knew that as soon as I said that, that sparked something in you. Because we think it's a reflection of us, but we're doing something for the people that we're feeding. And if you focus on that, they're going to love it.
Yeah.
They're loving the fact that you care enough about them to make a healthy meal. And look what we have here. This is pretty interesting, the chickpeas, right? Chickpeas are wondrous. They're not only good for you, but they're delicious. Do you like hummus? Do you like hummus, right? Do you ever have a hummus, the dip? It's a dip made with tahini. Next time we're cooking, we're going to make that.
Thank you.
Because it's a very, very famous Middle Eastern dip that's made with chickpeas. This is a much healthier way to eat them. These are really good, very good source of protein. And what I want you, when you're tired and weary and you need a snack, I want you to eat something healthy, right? And this is just exactly what it is. So we have these chickpeas that have been out of the can. Rinse them, Karen. Rinse them well, because
out of a can, I can do that.
Did you see? That's a start. I know. We have a chef in the making, no question. And you know what? You're honest about it. You're honest about it. But I have a feeling, and I'm absolutely very good at figuring these things out. You're going to be very good at this because you care about people, and that's what a good chef has. Good hit chef. Every chef I've ever met that is good at what they do loves people and loves to make people happy.
And that's why you're so good at it all.
Oh, okay. See, Rosanne, who was on the previous, she can learn from you, okay? She's not here now, but you can teach her a thing or two on how to handle people. So let's put these two bowls over here. We have a sweet and we have a savory. They look identical, but they taste incredibly different. And one is very savory, so that's a really great pick-me-up snack. And if you have a bit of a sweet tooth, we have a sweet version of the same thing, the chickpeas, and they taste completely different. So let's divide these up in half. Okay? Let you do these. There we go. And what I also want to show you, Karen, is once you make these, and I know that once I show you how to make these, you will make them. And look at what we made with them. Look at that parfait. That is an incredible, delicious, healthy dessert. And we layered Greek yogurt, wild blueberries, whatever fresh fruit we have. honey, we haven't even put any honey. We have it here. You don't even need the honey, but the honey is just to give it that little, little something, right? And for the crunchy texture in that, we've used the sweet chickpeas, which I have over here. So I'm going to start by giving you a little bit of olive oil. Okay, in yours, because I'll try not to get everybody, including you. See? Even chefs make a big mess.
Yay.
So what you have here is cayenne. That's going to give it a nice little shot. Just put some in there. And I'll let you put the rest. There's cumin there too.
Sure.
And chili. And you go. And we have the recipes for everybody if you want them online. And in the meantime, ooh, this is nice. You can use pumpkin pie spice here for the sweet one. You can use cinnamon. You can use nutmeg, whatever you like, okay? So here we've used cinnamon, some brown sugar. Okay, and this is where chefs like to show off, and you could do that. Go ahead, give that. What do you think? See? You could do it. You got it. Okay? All else fails is a lot more fun.
Thank you. And yellow is my color. Thank you.
Perfect. I knew that. See, instinctively, I think we were made to work together in the kitchen.
I think so.
Right? So even when chefs, they show off and they like to do that kind of flippy thing, I guarantee you 80% of the time they're making a huge mess. Okay? But it just looks really good. So we're going to take these, right? Oh, and what did we forget? Oh. Okay, this is paprika. So on it goes, okay?
Thank you.
Give it a shot. And
that's it.
Just smell that. Okay, here's the secret. Now pour it out there on the tray. Try not to, you don't want them, Karen, to pile up on each other. So you want to get them spread apart so they cook evenly. And we made a lot more of the savory because, as you can tell, I love savory more than sweet. You're more of a sweet person.
Sweet.
So that wasn't very fair. I should have done it the other way around. So my apologies. Here's the secret. Low oven temp. These go in the oven. You cook them for at least 2 hours at about 170 Celsius, maybe about 325 Fahrenheit, and cook for 2 hours slow, and then let them cool down in the oven. And when they cool down in the oven, just leave them there. You can make them at
there
night,
and do everything else you need to do.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do, or you can put them in at night and then just leave them in overnight. Then the next day you come back and they're crunchy. And did you taste one of those yet? Have a taste. Tell me what you think.
This one is
tell me. You taste them, you tell me. If it tastes sweet or savory.
Very savory.
Very savory, right? That's got a bit of a kick, right? And the sweet one's over there. So now let's go put these in the oven. So we let them roast, right? Together. There we go. I'll let you put that right in the bottom. Oh, right there, perfect. Actually, get that right in. Okay, we're gonna come back here now. Yum, 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 yum. So we've got them. Beautiful thing is when you have all these wonderful assistants that we had with us today to prepare things ahead of time for us, right? We can just throw this over here. We're gonna see, now, you have these chickpeas. They're delicious, just to eat on their own. But as we showed there with the sweet dessert, like you have Greek yogurt in your fridge, you're gonna have some fresh fruit, right?
I have nothing in my fridge.
Well, you will now.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna check on you. I'm gonna be calling. I'm gonna be phoning up and saying, can somebody please check the fridge and see what Karen, so what do you eat? Tell me, I'm very, very fascinated now because you look healthy and beautiful. What do you eat?
I kind of live like a bachelor and I like to drink lots of coffee.
Yes.
And whatever's quick and on the go.
Okay, so I am so glad that it's you and I, because you're now my project. Because I know that you do that because you are so busy, right?
Very.
Like, how many hours did you say when you're here? Let's talk about that. That's so important. How many hours did you say?
We do 12-hour shifts.
So that's intense, is it not? Like, how do you feel when you walk out of here after 12 hours? Do you feel totally spent?
I kind of need to sit on the couch for a while when I get home.
To regroup, because it's exhausting. So if we can find a way to you'd be eating something, you'd pick something up, right? If we can find a way to get you introduced to some foods, and seriously, I love working with people like you because you're open-minded and you want to learn, but you're living with the realities of how difficult it is when you have the lifestyle that you have, with the demands that you have to eat well. I want to take someone like you and give you the basic skills. And this is what Healthy Fam, that our program does. We work in teaching families and children the basic skills because nobody wants to feel like they can't do something. Do you remember what we talked about earlier about a simple recipe that has 4 ingredients? But if one of the ingredients is a teaspoon of chopped garlic and you don't know how to chop that garlic, are you going to make that dish?
Probably not.
So who cooked for you when you were growing up? Do you have memories around food?
Not so much. I kind of am jealous of the wonderful stories and those family connections that you guys had around the table. It's something that I missed, and so I don't have that experience to draw on, really. It's starting from scratch.
Isn't that interesting? But you can. And let me tell you what I know for certain from knowing you for just a little while. This I'm absolutely certain of. You have the heart for those memories. You have the passion, and that's all you need. Throw in a few little basic skills, and you're going to be surprised, because you know what you now have in front of you is a clean slate.
True. To
create your own memories.
And create them with the kids.
And create them with the kids, exactly. And you could do it in easy ways. For example, one day I'll show you, I'll talk to you after about making apple pizzas with the kids.
Oh, fabulous.
Just sliced apples with toppings that kids love, and just a simple little thing. But we're definitely going to be talking some more. So if you can grab those for me, darling, okay?
Sweet.
So try those. Tell me what you think of those. Wow.
Oh, I could grab those on my shift.
Yep, see? Would you eat those seriously? Would you eat those? Would you grab, like, if you grabbed a bowl of these?
If they were on the counter here through the shift, we absolutely would.
Okay. So, you know, I know that lady named Michele Darling. Everybody kind of knows her around here. I'm just like, kind of saying.
Yeah, she's kind of great.
Yeah, she's kind of amazing. I think she'd think that was a great idea, too. I bet you any money we can make sure that we have these little snacking foods for you. Huh? All right, perfect. She is an awesome woman because she believes, actually when I approached her and I knew about the Darling Home, I wanted her to be on the show, and I had to really twist her arm because she wanted all of you on the show, because she acknowledges that the work and the success and the beauty of everything that happens here is because of you.
Well, she's
and
so
people like
sweet.
You. So, see? Now, and I'm going to make a quick dressing here. I have lime juice. I have salt. A little bit. Salt is not evil. Too much salt is not good. Look at that. Greek yogurt again. We're going to add, smell that, chopped cilantro. Isn't that yum yum? A little bit of that. And of course, something to bind it all, but you don't need a lot because we're using the Greek yogurt, olive oil. Right?
You don't measure anything.
Oh, see, you made up a really good point. When you get the recipes online, they'll all be there for you.
Okay.
Okay, and I promise once you cook with me
You're such a pro. A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
You know something that, no, if you have to talk to my friends and family, and you'll hear some of my unsuccessful food stories. Talk to the crew that works with me, including Sarah from Longo's, and she'll tell you one or two of my not so successful food stories. They love to share those, actually, you know. And we're going to have a little bit of avocado. We're going to put on top of this salad, and take a look. Watch. Just give this a little bit of, let's see. Oh, it's not plugged in. A little bit of power. And it's a safety thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the fun of television. Okay, this is made so children can't hurt themselves.
Exactly.
What about adults who don't know what the heck they're doing? Right? And you know what this does, honey? It emulsifies it and gives it an incredible flavor.
Ooh, it looks good already.
Doesn't that look yummy? And you know what I want to put in here? A little bit of honey. See? And while I'm doing that, look, I'm going to dress the salad. How's that?
Fab.
How fabulous does that look?
And we do get to eat this later, don't we?
This is yours, darling. You helped me make this.
Yeah.
We use the chickpeas in different ways. We can just snack with them. You're amazing. I'm going to cut some, while we go now, I'm going to put some avocado on top of here. You're amazing.
Thank you.
The work you do is amazing. And I want to be back in the kitchen with her for sure. And I know you all want to see her again, so promise me you're going to come back. And I'm just going to show you quickly. See how you cut an avocado? Turn it around. Give it one of these, right? Nature is such a wonderful thing, because if you just do that, give it a twist, it takes it right out for you, right? And then, so you want to dress that salad, okay? There you go. Give it a little bit of that. You score it. That's called scoring. I love culinary terms because they're so fancy and so fun to say.
You could do this in your sleep, Julia.
No, honey, this is not as difficult as it is. We make it difficult. We like to complicate things. Well, you know what we like to do as chefs? We want you to believe it's really complicated. So you think we're really brilliant. But I got news for you. It isn't, okay? Don't tell anybody I said that, though, okay? And here we go. So, darling, thank you for helping me.
Thank you,
Thank you
Julia.
for being here.
We're so glad you came today.
And it's the 10th year anniversary today, so it feels like a very, very special day indeed. Okay? So, that's ours. we're going to enjoy.
Yay.
Okay? Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you soon when we wrap up this incredible episode on the 10th anniversary of the Darling Home. Beautiful.
Visit TVCogeco On Demand, Channel 602, and enter the Top 10 category to see our most popular local programming. Sit back and relax while watching exclusive local content. Brought to you by TVCogeco.
Join Burlington Green's Community Cleanup Greenup event. Citizens, schools, groups, and businesses come together to take action locally. The 2015 event will take place on Saturday, April 25th, with easy-to-do online registration taking place early March. Help us beat our registration record of 13,500 participants. Hope to see you there.
You're watching TVCogeco, truly local television.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Return to the Table, and I'm Julia Hanna. Well, this is always, it's the best part because we get to eat the food, but it's the sad part because we're wrapping up. This was a very, very special episode. It's a 1-hour episode, and 1 hour is only, I feel, scratching the surface. Not only on what we could have prepared to enjoy, but on the work that you do here, which is rather phenomenal. So with all the things that you do, Michele, what was the thing that pulled you that you had to be here to help?
Well, I think the kids and how special they are, and the parents who are busy people and who have challenges and who need a break, need a rest, and we provide that wonderful rest to them. And I know just watching their faces when they come here, knowing that their children are going to be really well looked after, and then watching the kids get all excited about what they're going to do. It's wonderful, and the friends they make and the relationships they build here. Don't you think, Karen?
It's interesting because you said something just before Michele said to us, Karen, about how there are tears here, but they're not always tears of sadness. There's a lot of tears of joy. And I was saying to Karen that when I walked in here, I felt, of course, when you see a child hurting, you're going to your heart, but it isn't about that. It's about, these are amazing kids, and they're all offering something unique, and they all experience the joy, and you're the person, Karen, who finds that way for them to bring out that joy. And you said something to me earlier that really struck me, is that you are here, and it's happiness and joy when you're here, but you feel it when you leave, when you walk out of the building, right? But they never ever witness that.
No, it's we're here to give them the best 12 hours that they can, and it's 12 hours of joy and fun and play, and sometimes I feel I get as much from them as what I try to give to them. So experiencing in their joy and their hope and their fun is really, I'm privileged to do that.
Well, the thing is, you said something so interesting. You're doing it from the heart, and we talked about that earlier, how cooking and sharing a meal, when it comes from the heart, that you can taste it. My grandmother's saying was always, when she would teach someone her recipes, or would give her recipes, because she was a phenomenal cook. And sometimes they'd come back and say, you didn't tell me an ingredient. I know, because you didn't tell me an ingredient, because it doesn't come out the same. And she would, over to the side, say to me, but look at it's not in the hands. I understand that now, what that meant, because it's not from the heart. So if you're not cooking from the heart, no matter what your culinary skills are, it's never going to taste the same, I guarantee you. And your effect that you have on these children, it's because you're in it with all your heart.
She's cooking from the heart.
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
really is.
I will be, for sure.
She will be now. Hey, I was watching her eat those chickpeas, and I'm thinking, we have some home here. And I'm just saying, I am so impressed that you are that honest that you say, I don't cook. Like most people are afraid to say it, like it's some stuff. Well, a majority of people don't, but I know you and I are going to be cooking together for sure.
Yeah, I learned so much, Julia. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I hope one day we have you up here when we're decorating cookies,
yes,
because
imagine.
You wear everything. The kids, kind of toss a little cookie dough and a little food coloring and so on, and everybody looks a wreck at the end, but there's a huge amount of laughter and some big creativity.
Creativity, and it's all around food, and so is what we prepared today. You had the chickpeas. Which ones did you like? Did you like the savory or the sweet chickpeas?
I really love the sweet ones.
The sweet ones really hit the spot for you. So if we had these out in a bowl for you, and I can ask a question, it's so difficult to ask, but there's a Doritos, would you promise me you'd reach for these?
Oh, I'm not opening a bag of Doritos anymore. Forget it.
But that's the thing. See how simple this was to me. So we have just begun a journey that I know you and I are going to be continuing on.
Thank you.
And we're celebrating now. This is like our 10th year, and it's a huge celebration. Tell us what's going on tonight, Michele.
Well, tonight we have people who were here right at the start, the visionaries for this home, and they're going to be celebrated. We have the media coming. The mayor of Milton's coming and saying a few words. We're all talking about, I guess we're in a way doing a walk down memory lane, talking about, way back then we were kind of scared that maybe this wasn't going to happen, and we had these big dreams. So we're going to talk about that, and then how we got to here. We're going to celebrate our staff because, Karen, without you and everyone who works here, we would not have a darling home. And we're going to celebrate our donors, so many of them who have made this home happen, all the volunteers who come up here and help and give a lot of their time. And then we're going to talk about the future and where we go next, and how much help we're going to need from everyone to make sure that the Darling Home for Kids flourishes like it has, but maybe there'll be another Darling Home for Kids somewhere.
Well, that's really exciting. Now you heard something.
You never know.
And she just said something.
Didn't promise
she's
it,
planted a seed now. And now that we've got this information out there, it's been put. You just put it to the universe. By putting it to the universe.
What happens.
The fact that you've created this facility, the fact that both of you,
it wouldn't be anything without Michele. I love you.
She doesn't like us saying that, but we all know.
I don't, because it takes a team.
Yeah, it takes a team.
It does.
But it takes a visionary, and what you are is a visionary. And what you are is you're the person that brings the heart and soul. You represent everything, Karen, that this home is supposed to be, because this is the vision that Michele has seen and has supported, but it comes through you. And I feel like I'm in the middle of a lot of love. So I love this episode.
You are.
I love this facility. Please take a look at what they're doing here. And if you get a chance to drive by this property, do not pass up on that opportunity.
Come and visit.
It is a spellbinding facility, and you're going to smell great food now when you walk in, right, Cookie?
Thank you. Thank you so much for
being with us.
You're a wonder. You are.
So we're going to go and snack a little bit more.
We are.
We're going to have that salad.
We are.
And where that tangine is over there on the side, we're going to have some more of that. And I am so thrilled that you joined us, and I know that you will remember this place, because I certainly will never forget it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yay!
Take time to educate children, seniors, and families on the benefits of healthy eating. Visit healthyfam.ca.
Join host Wendy Ranella as she takes us for a behind-the-scenes look at local businesses. In Good Company, Tuesday evenings at 9:30 p.m.
There's something in this picture you're not seeing. It's called radon, and it's a naturally occurring gas. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it, but it's the leading cause of lung cancer after smoking. Radon can leak into your home undetected through cracks or gaps in the ground floor. Make sure you're safe from the risk of radon exposure. With a simple test, radon leaks can be detected. Visit lung.ca to learn more about how to protect your home from radon gas.
Join us at home right here on TVCogeco for the story behind the story. Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. and on Saturday and Sunday 9:30 a.m. right here on TVCogeco.